Win as one. EA Sports FIFA 21 sponsors Saturday Social.
Right, let's move on then, because I want to chat about combined 11s, Arsenal and Tottenham. Now, we asked Billy and Jez to create a combined 11. They couldn't agree on one. So instead, we've got Billy's combined 11. We've got Jez's combined 11. We're going to run through them. Chunkz, I want your thoughts throughout on both of the selections. Let's not waste any more time. Let's just get straight into it. You know what? Goalkeeper then, we're picking here for the combined 11 between Arsenal and Tottenham. Billy, I'm coming to you first, because you've gone for Hugo Lloris between the sticks. Why have you picked Hugo?
I'm guessing form, experience. I just think he's a better keeper. So Hugo, for me, is in goal.
All right. Now, Jez, I'm looking at your team in front of me here, and you've actually gone for the same man. You've also gone for Hugo Lloris. Did you at any stage think Bernd Leno could get in this side?
No. I call Louis class. He's class. You know, I call a spade, and I'm actually quite an honest Arsenal fan. And this was a really bad moment to pick to create a combined team. Probably one of the worst moments in years.
I disagree. I think it's the perfect moment, Jez.
I've got to play it honest. We've got to play it honest. So for me, I agree, Lloris is better keeper.
Chunkz, would you have gone for Hugo Lloris as well?
In terms of obviously he's been more consistent over the years, but as of recent, I think Leno's been a great good keeper. So yeah, it's going to be hard between both of them. But yeah, I'll take Lloris maybe for experience.
All right, then let's move on to the right back situation. I think this is the first differing of picks we've got. Billy, I'm coming to you first. You're right back. You've gone for Matt Doherty. Why have you picked Matt Doherty, and what's he brought to Tottenham since he arrived?
I don't think we've seen the best of Matt Doherty yet, to be honest. But in terms of consistency, being able to attack, defend consistent each week, he's been there or thereabouts. And I just think his quality levels are better than any right back that Arsenal's got. I know people are going to disagree with that, but I'm just saying it from my side. So Doherty is for me.
Well, I can tell you now that Jez has disagreed with you on that one, because Jez, I'm looking at your team here and you've got Hector Bellerin in the right back slot, the first Gooner on there. Why have you picked Bellerin over Doherty, over Aurier, over the other choices?
Honestly, I was struggling for Arsenal players, and I had to have at least 3 or 4 in there. Bellerin, he's quick, and he's just. On his day, I think he is a really good player, so I'll put him there.
Yeah, he is.
Chunkz, who would you have picked between the two?
Yeah, Bellerin, because he's quick and he's Arsenal player.
The Arsenal bias.
We haven't seen enough of him to choose him over Bellerin, because I think Bellerin's offered years of experience to Arsenal. So for that reason, Hector Bellerin's in the squad.
Wow, that is brave. I have to say that is a brave call. Right, let's move on quickly to a centre-back here. We're starting with your right centre-back, Billy. You've gone for Toby Alderweireld. Why have you picked Toby Alderweireld as the first centre-back on your team sheet?
I think consistency of late, he's picked up the injury, but he's been a great player for us. I think the back end of last season, he wasn't doing the best. Mourinho seems to get the best out of him now. And he's one of them players that's a true leader, you know. He's got experience there. So, for me, Toby's at the back.
Billy, I totally agree with you on that one. And Jez has agreed with you as well. Jez, I'm interested to hear why you didn't pick David Luiz.
I love David, and this was actually a really tough one. But it's just... in this moment in time, Spurs they're top of the league. They're playing really well, and you know, defensively they do look better than us. So yeah, he's got the nod. I've tried to play it really honest. I could have easily stuck David in there, and there's a strong argument to say I probably should have, but there's also strong arguments to say, you know, it's tough. I think he gets into the Arsenal team. I think he starts. If he's an Arsenal player, I think he starts. So that's why he's in.
Fair enough. Chunkz, you agreeing with that?
Yeah, Toby's definitely getting into the squad. Solid centre-back.
All right, then the next one, another agreement. Billy, you've gone for Eric Dyer as his centre-back partner. He seems to have really found his feet under Mourinho this season.
Do you know what? When he first played at the back, I was one of them that said, this is a nightmare, because he's prone to make mistakes or switch off at times. he's totally transformed himself. He's so consistent now. He reads the game super well. For me, at the moment, if you go for form, he's got to be in there for me.
Chunkz, I want to come to you very quickly. I see you shaking your head, top right.
I'm not buying Eric Dyer at the back still. He's played 3 good games and now he's gone over David Luiz. I can't have that one there. I reckon
So you'd have gone David Luiz, would you? Would you have gone David Luiz, Chunkz? Well, I can tell you that Jez didn't go David Luiz. Jez went for Eric Dyer as well. So you've got competition here. Jez, why did you pick Dyer over Luiz or Gabriel even?
Hey, it's just based on this moment in time. Like as a unit, as a defensive unit, and as a team, Spurs look good. Yeah, it's tricky because you could easily it's hard being an Arsenal fan right now. It's just hard times. Do
you know what though? This is really interesting. Sorry, Joe, just on this, because if you look at it, right, if you say, okay, David Luiz in his top form, very best, that's what you're going to get, you'd probably go with David Luiz. But as I say, he's prone to the odd mistake. Do you know what I mean? Like he's Dyer, but Dyer's consistent at the moment. So I think it's a tough one. David Luiz is an incredible player, obviously, but there has been times where his defence has been a bit suspect.
I don't hear anybody chatting about Gabriel here. I've been really impressed with Gabriel this season. I thought somebody would have mentioned him. Chunkz, no Gabriel? You would have gone David Luiz above him?
I like Gabriel a lot, but I'm saying if we're just basing it off current form, basing like players of current form can sometimes be dangerous, you know what I mean? So we've seen 6-7 games of Gabriel, and obviously I've liked what I've seen so far, but to put him in a team over David Luiz, I reckon when you know what you can get from him, it's a bit rude, you know what I mean? You have to wait a little bit. But yeah, no, I like Gabriel a lot, man. He's putting in the goals, very, very solid at the back, so yeah, I definitely wouldn't have Dyer. I reckon one of the Gabriel or David Luiz in there still.
All right, let's move on to the left back, because I think this is one of the most controversial picks, it has to be said from you, ever, Billy. You've gone for Kieran Tierney when you could have picked Sergei Reguilon. Why have you picked Tierney here?
Do you know what? I didn't want to be too Spursy and just go with a Spurs lineup. I just thought it's going to be, as a Spurs fan, being top of the league, picking all Spurs players. So I thought, okay, what positions are really debatable? Reguilon, for me, has been one of the signings of the summer. He's incredible, and he's been great for us. But Tierney offers something that's similar to Reguilon. He can attack, but his defence is brilliant as well. And in the big games, if you're playing a really big game, you need someone solid to put in a shift and no mistakes. You can bank on Tierney. He's a good player. So for me, I went, and Saka as well. This was one of the toughest choices for me, because even Saka's obviously incredible. So I think out of the 3, you could pick either one of them, and it'll be hard to debate that it's clear and right.
Yeah, well, I can confirm that Jez actually did pick Saka. Jez, you went for a slightly younger option here. Why did you pick Saka over a Tierney or a Reguilon?
I love him. I love Saka. I think he's a breath of fresh air. Love him as a player. Love his energy. Love his positivity. And yeah, that's why I put him in.
Chunkz, who would you have gone for as your left back?
Yeah, I probably would have gone for Kieran Tierney still. I like him on the pitch. Yeah, well, I like Reguilon, but just I can't do it after 7 games. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna have to put Tierney in there. I reckon his delivery is great. He's fast down the wing, so and even defensively offers a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna have to choose Tierney, man. I've liked him a lot.
All right then. Let's jump to our defensive midfielders. Billy, you've gone for Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Only one choice here, really, for you in that role?
Yeah, he's been the rock for Spurs. He's been the difference. Breaks up play, constantly talking to the team and organising. He's a proper midfield general, and that's exactly what Spurs need. Or in this 11 between both sides, I think Arsenal would take Højbjerg any day of the week as well.
Yeah, well, I think I would agree with you, because Jez, you've also gone for Pierre-Emile Højbjerg in that defensive midfield role. He's been fantastic, hasn't he?
Yeah, Bill summed it up there. He said we'd take him any day of the week, and I can't deny it. We would. He's class.
Chunkz, you take Højbjerg?
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny, right? Chunkz,
this is so hard for us as Arsenal fans, man.
It's tough. I feel a bit awkward myself.
I don't like this.
But do you know what? Junk, I saw Højbjerg the first game of the season, right, for Spurs, and I was like, what have Spurs done? Like, we are going backwards. And it was a terrible debut performance. But since then, he's like literally come on so much. He's exactly like the type of player that any club that wants a like challenge for the title, you need that person in midfield that's going to control the game. And from a physical aspect, organising the team, getting everyone together, and he's that guy for us at the moment.
All right, then let's move on to the next midfielder because we're running a bit tight on time then. Another central midfield option then. Billy, you've gone for Moussa Sissoko alongside Højbjerg. Very quickly, been really impressed with that combination?
Yeah, really impressed with the combination. Sissoko, for me, is the type of player that you wouldn't want to play against. He doesn't stop running. He doesn't stop working hard, tackling, tracking back. He won't give you a second on the ball. And I think when you're playing against big teams, it's tough to play against players like that.
Yeah, Jez, I noticed you've gone for a different name here. You haven't gone for Moussa. You've gone for Thomas Partey. Hasn't played an awful lot of games. He's now injured. Do you think he's going to add massive amounts to Arsenal when he does return?
Yeah, I'm really confident in him. What I've seen of him so far, been really impressed. Love him. He was actually one of the easier decisions for me. When they said you've got to pick a combined team, in my head, Thomas Partey was definitely going to be in my team.
Yeah, I would totally agree. I think Thomas Partey looks awesome. The other central midfielder you both actually agreed on, you both went for Tanguy Ndombele in your central midfield position. Chunkz, I wanted to come to you on Tanguy because Billy and Jez have both picked him as their central midfielder. Tanguy Ndombele, new player, looks like a new player this season.
Yeah, no, he's starting to get used to the Premier League, I reckon. He's been playing very well. I do like him. He's solid in the middle. Even when he was playing for Lyon, I think it was, I liked him in the Champions League. So I think he's really trying to adapt. And yeah, he's been playing very well. But obviously, you've got Dani Ceballos as well, which is a shout. El Nene is a great player. So, yeah, it does hurt, but I do understand. And Ndombele is solid. And yeah, I'll probably put him in there as well.
Yeah, he's having a really good season. Let's move on to the forward three then. Not too much disagreement in this forward three. I mean, you couldn't really go anywhere else than Heung-min Son as your first name in that forward three, could you, Billy?
Yeah, no, that's it. I don't even need to explain that. His performance, his stats speak for himself. And he works hard for the team. I think that's something that you see Son when the other team's got possession of the ball, he's always working hard to get it back and put in a shift for the team. So, has to be Son.
Yeah, and Jez, just in one word, sum up Son this season for Spurs.
Unreal.
Unreal, yeah. Yeah, I would totally agree with you there. He's obviously in your team as well, but we are running a bit tight on time, so we'll move on to your left winger. Billy, you've gone for Aubameyang out there. Interested to hear why you've gone for Aubameyang over a Gareth Bale potentially out there?
Yeah, Gareth Bale's not fit yet. He hasn't got up to speed with the Premier League. It's going to take a lot of time, and Aubameyang is one of the best strikers in the Premier League without a shadow of a doubt. So I couldn't leave him out of the team. I thought, where could he be? And it has to be on that left-hand side. So, brilliant.
Yeah, Jez, I mean, Aubameyang, not potentially in the form of his life, maybe struggling a little bit, but still enough to make your team?
Absolutely. I think he's world-class. Love him. Every striker has periods of time where they're scoring less goals for whatever reason. You've got to remember, Aubameyang's playing in an Arsenal team that's not really firing on all cylinders at all.
Yeah.
So I know he's having a dip in form, but so is the whole team. And that obviously does affect the strikers as well, usually, unless you're a Jamie Vardy or something where you just he's a different beast sometimes. But yeah, he'll come good. And I was never going to leave Aubameyang out. Love him. Love what he brings to the club. And yeah, he's in my team.
Chunkz, would you have had Aubameyang in there?
Yeah, definitely, bro. Like I just said, obviously he's fell off in terms of form right now, but you know what he can offer. And yeah, Aubameyang's definitely making the squad, man.
All right, then let's go for the centre forward. There's only one name on this team sheet. Probably the first name on it. Harry Kane, Billy. What a player.
Yeah, it's just a pleasure to watch. Can't believe that he's playing for Spurs because he's just probably, take Lewandowski out of it, he's probably the best striker in the world. He's incredible.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. I think everyone knows that.
Jez, I know that you've agreed. You've got Harry Kane through the middle. Just unbelievable footballer.
Yeah, he's incredible. Like I said, I call a spade a spade. Harry Kane's unbelievable. If he was at Arsenal, he'd be starting every week. So, yeah.
Chunkz, so you don't know?
I reckon you
Chunkz.
could put Nketiah. I think Nketiah will do the same job. No, I'm joking. It's all a joke, man. Harry Kane, absolutely wonderful. Like Bill said, I think best striker after Lewandowski in the world. So he offers us. He comes in deep, offers like creativity in the middle, and just plays up and runs. Like honestly, Kane's been playing form of his life right now. Form of his life.